Is Nikon D800 still worth buying in 2021? Well, I have Nikon D800 and I've used it for a good number of time, and I think I have an opinion. So let's find out. Hi and welcome to my channel. This channel is for photographers and filmmakers to learn one or two things. So if you're just joining or if you're just visiting us for the first time or you've not subscribed, I know we don't have a lot of content at the moment, but I can assure you that a lot of content are coming and which you're going to learn from. So I would advise to please subscribe and share with people who can actually learn one or two things from this channel as well. So today we'll be reviewing Nikon D800. Okay, we'll be looking at its specifications, we'll be looking at its real life performance, and I'm going to give my opinion at the end of the video. So let's get to it. Nikon D800 is a professional full-frame 36 megapixels camera with good performance record. Most camera manufacturing companies produce new camera gears with improved capacity every year, like improved low light performance, higher megapixels, high ISO performance, 4K recording video quality, Bluetooth, and so on and so forth. So the question is, should I buy Nikon D800 in 2021? So my experience with Nikon D800 over the time that I've been using it is that the camera is actually a great performer in areas where you want lots of details. In portrait photography, I've used Nikon D800 for a lot of portrait photography, headshot that I need to do frequency separation, retouching and all of that. And the performance has been fantastic. One thing I discovered is that if you are not careful, you will be working with very large files, like 70 megabytes per picture. So if you don't have a system that can actually handle that kind of file size, you may have a problem in post-production. Aside that, the camera performs well in portrait photography. In event photography, like weddings where I just need to use head-on flash and all of that, the camera performs excellently well. Even in low light, it works really well. So it's a camera that when I'm holding, I have this confidence that I'm going to get a better result. For dynamic ring, there was a time I went to shoot an event. It was a registry event, and the camera mistakenly put itself into auto ISO, and it was an outdoor and it was giving me very high ISO, like 6400, and I was shooting. I shot some I didn't know on time, and I was a bit worried because I've not done that before. And when I go back home and I put it in Lightroom, I discovered that I was able to bring down, the brightness and all of that, and the pictures were still usable. So in dynamic range, the camera allows you, it gives you that freedom or the ability to restore either an overexposed or underexposed image. So on that, it performs well as well. Another thing is the frames per second. Nikon D800 shoots 4 frames per second, and when you're shooting in cropped sensor mode, it allows you to shoot in 5 frames per second. And when you're shooting with a battery grip, you can go to 6 frames per second. So if you are a sport photographer or you go into action photography, like a dance photography that you have to capture, somebody jumping up and all of that, it may not be the best option for you, because it means that you're just going to have 4 shots in 1 second, unlike when you're talking about the modern cameras, which can do 7 frames per second, 11 frames per second, and so on and so forth. Another thing is its low light performance. Nikon D800 performs, fairly well in low light situations where you have, just the environment lights to use, or you just have a dark and some street lights and all of that. I've been able to use this camera to capture some fantastic low light scenarios, and I think capture a lot of noise. So in low light performance, the camera performs well, and with the ISO, I personally have not gone above ISO 6. I think I've not gone above 1000 ISO. So who should use Nikon D800 in 2021? If you are a photographer who is on a budget, but if you have a lot of money and you still have excess money to buy some lenses, because having, you know, a very good camera without a better lens is not going to give you a better result. So if you have good budget and you have enough money to buy some of the recent cameras, you should consider buying some of the recent cameras. But if you are a photographer who is working on a very tight budget and you want to shoot with a full frame, or you want to move from, you know, crop sensor to full frame, then you should consider buying Nikon D800, because Nikon D800 is a bit affordable, and it has 36 megapixels, which is something you should consider if you're doing portrait photography, landscape, where you want to crop your image and, you know, get it closer. You're still going to retain a lot of detail. So if you are somebody like me who prefers to invest in lenses and not camera, then Nikon D800 is good for you, because if you have the high quality lenses on this camera, you're going to be marveled, you're going to be amazed. So if you're looking for a good performing camera on a budget, and you still want to get reasonable results in 2021, Nikon D800 is good for you. But if you're concerned about weight and size, Nikon D800 is not that camera you take for holidays, or you want something that is portable. No, Nikon D800 is large and is heavy. So it's not for somebody who is looking for something lighter. So if you are looking for a mirrorless camera, or you want something that is quite compact, portable, then Nikon D800 is not for you. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you've been able to learn one or two things. If you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe, and see you some other time. Bye for now.